Our third stop on our recent European tour brought us to Prague, the city of 100 spires, where we set out to view this stunning destination from every possible angle.
We slept on a boat on the Vltava River, navigated crowds at Prague Castle and Old Town Square, discovered Czech artists and hidden museums, and caught the perfect sunset from the top of Petrin Tower.
We're Zeke and Terri, empty nest midlife travel adventurers from the San Francisco Bay Area.
After nearly getting divorced and rebooting our relationship, we decided to focus on our shared passion for travel and adventure.
We launched this channel to inspire other empty nesters to get out, get dirty, and live this crazy thing called life by exploring places both near and far.
Subscribe to our channel for more Zeke and Terri adventures. Welcome to Prague. We're on a boat.
But this is the first time we're staying on a boat.
We have stayed on a boat before. We stayed on the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. We went to go pick the kids up from summer camp one year.
Camp out of Catalina Island, yeah.
So, but this is cute. I mean, it looks like a boat stateroom, and we can see right out onto the water. We're on the lower floor. I'm not feeling claustrophobic, which is a good thing. Prague so far is super pretty. We're right by the dancing building that I researched and I thought was further up, and it looks like this might be a super compact city, so we might be able to see a lot more than we did in Vienna, which was a lot more spread out.
But we're going to start off slow.
There's nothing on the bingo card that needs to be checked off today.
Right, but if we happen to check off one or two, we get a little bit ahead.
Yes.
Then we're just going to relax and enjoy it. Off we go.
Off we go. So we found the Pier 39 of Prague, but we are not going to judge Prague based on it, just as we do not expect people to judge San Francisco based on Pier 39 and Fisherman's Wharf.
No, don't do that.
But we had a really nice Italian dinner at a place called Oliva Negra, which was surprisingly good and not totally touristy, but definitely they speak English, and good red wine by the glass, and they give you limoncello at the end, which you took a sip of.
I did. It was right on the edge of the tourism zone, I think, and then when we walked back to the boat, we went through not the tourism zone and saw a couple of really modern places.
And with that, it's time for bed. Good morning from Prague. We're getting a little bit of a late start this morning. We did not sleep well again last night. We are staying on the Clotilda. We are going to go over to the Matilda for breakfast, and then we're going to venture down to the St. Charles Bridge, across to Town Square, and up to Prague Castle, and we'll see where we go from there.
We got a full day, that's for sure. It's crisp and cool outside, but it should be great for getting out and getting moving.
Oh, we got a lot to do today. So
Let's go.
We are at the top of the St. Nicholas Bell Tower, which surprisingly has very few people. There are two other people up here, no one else going up the pretty steep stairs.
You gotta buy a ticket.
Yeah, I think it was 190 CZK per person.
$5 or $10.
Yeah,
like that.
So not too terribly much for this amazing panoramic view of Prague.
And if you've paid attention to any of our previous videos, in any of the other towers that we've gone into in Western Europe, there's usually a cage or wire or something here keeping you from out there.
And then also guards and stuff
here.
like people telling you not to touch and go places. And you can go into these little bell tower people living areas, and there's just stuff. It just says don't sit on the bed. It doesn't say don't lay on the bed. There was the pissoir as we were coming up.
Speaking of which,
we need to go find a bathroom.
Coffee drop. But a beautiful day, beautiful view.
And we kind of have Rick Steves in our ear. We're not loving the audio guides that we're listening to, but we are getting a little bit of the history of the architecture and the fact that it's one of the best preserved in Europe because there were only 2 accidental bombs that took out, I think, some buildings that they didn't really care about. A lot of the architecture is from other places, so whether it's Italian or something else, it was practiced elsewhere, brought here, and it was fit into the various different spaces, making it just absolutely beautiful.
They're equating all of the tourists that are coming here now as Prague getting back to its roots because it had all these other influences.
The foliage is changing, and as a Californian, we don't really have fall as a season, so it's really quite extraordinary. Well, we quickly went through the 4 places that we had access to with our tickets for the circuit of the Prague Palace, which included the Old Royal Palace, St. George's Basilica, the Castle Guard exhibition, which was totally crowded, and then the St. Vitus Cathedral. St. Vitus Cathedral was insane. I mean, it was Notre Dame-like in its decoration, opulence, stained glass windows, just sheer magnitude in terms of size.
It was on par with the great cathedrals.
The palace itself, that was pretty quick. The audio guide is very thorough. If you listen to all of them, I think you'd be here for 6 hours. Can't even imagine what this place would be like during the summer or during the Christmas markets because it's pretty busy, but it's also busy with kids.
Student groups.
I'm glad we came. I think it was really interesting. It's a gorgeous day. I mean, we have our jackets on, but I feel like I need to take it off.
Not for long, yeah.
The sun will go down, the wind will pick up, but let's go look at the palace grounds and see if there's anything interesting. I think we've checked off 2 more things on the bingo card.
Bingo!
Okay, Zeke is refueling. We are in the Royal Garden area near, I think what it said was the old tennis court, although I'm still struggling with that one. No?
I don't see any tennis courts.
I don't see any tennis courts either. The grounds are gorgeous, and I would say totally worth the audio guide price for this portion. It's been fascinating, and we've wandered or ambled at a pace where we've essentially kept up with the information.
Bingo. Bingo. Bingo.
After 22,000 steps, 9 miles, and what do we do? 22 flights of stairs.
We took it easy today.
I'm really thinking that I need to change our approach.
We're questioning life.
Bingo card may be out the window. By the way, we are going to totally nail Prague bingo card.
22,000 steps, I hope so.
Prague is supposed to be one of Europe's most beautiful cities. And while it's pretty and the architecture is very interesting because it's a conglomeration of all sorts of stuff from all over the place, it's super touristy in the central area. And now we're back at the boats, and I have a couple hours of work to do and taking care of some family admin tasks, getting some postcards out to people, the postcard from the road, the Instagram mini blog, talk to both of our kids.
See you tomorrow.
Second full day in Prague, and we are going to try to get away from the crowds. 8 hours of sleep last night.
Finally made it.
I don't know, I'm still tired. I could probably go back to sleep for the rest of the day. But good news or bad news, we've canceled Gdansk and we've extended our stay in Stockholm. Maybe we can do things at a more leisurely pace. How's your body feeling after these 20,000+ steps a day?
I think that helped me enjoy a full night's sleep last night. I was pretty tired yesterday.
I think the bed yoga helped too. Thank you, Yoga with Cassandra, for the 10-minute bed yoga. I'm excited. It's another gorgeous fall day. Man, the leaves are turning color. Our youngest has said that in Stockholm, it is definitely fall and the leaves are changing, so we'll be able to see fall there. But in the meantime, let's try to go avoid some crowds and enjoy more art in museums. So we just got done with the Mucha Museum, Alphonse Mucha, and I loved it. It was absolutely charming. I think it had a smaller collection than what we saw in Seattle, Washington over 2 decades ago.
I'm gonna take your word for that.
Because you don't remember that at all.
Not at all.
So what'd you think about the size and the variety within the museum?
Size was good. It was
super teeny tiny.
2 rooms, and I think I saw the first 6, and I could tell different sizes of the rest of them, but they were all very stylistically the same. Hey, here's something.
I love Art Nouveau.
No, that's fine. Here's something that I want to point out, though. I did not see one poster of a guy.
It was all about the women and women's figures.
And one other thing, this little doorway right over here.
Google Maps had us go through there.
Yeah, it's like a little mall, a little walkway that goes through there. Google Maps said, yeah, go through this here to get to the other side where you want to go. Hey, Google knows all.
We're going to go to the Black Madonna building and the Cubist Museum. So the Cubist period, which is I think 1911 to 1914, it was a super short period, was furnishings and art. So it was a whole combination. It was a movement around shape, function, and design. It was smaller than I expected. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was maybe 12 euros for the 2 of us to go in and see the 2 floors. The best part was there was hardly anybody in there. The question is, do we head over to the Trade Fair Palace and get that one out of the way, and then go check.
Or do we go over to the tower? I heard there's a brewery and maybe food near the tower. Might have to research that real quick.
Yeah, I think I'd rather go uptown to the museum, and then down and around and then back to the hotel. I think it's more efficient to do that.
Or we could discuss all the other options that might be out there and then just do what she says anyway.
So I just saw the purse dog that I'm going to get when I'm super old, little teacup terrier, but that one looked like it had a haircut.
Yeah, I'll be going by then. We just had a lovely lunch at Bistro K. We're also knowing that we're not in the tourist zone because you can see behind us you've got these much more
communist-looking
buildings for apartment buildings.
And on the other side of the main street, it's majorly under construction, so we're trying to stay off the street. You can smell the tar from over here, and we are about 2 minutes from the National Gallery at the Fair Trade Palace, which is where we're off to next.
But the tar has a nice mouthfeel.
How are you doing, Zeke? We just spent 2 hours in the National Gallery of Prague at Trade Fair Palace.
That was a big one.
It's humongous. It's a really impressive collection of art on, I think, 5 floors. And we started at the top, and it kept going. I thought, oh my gosh, we're in the IKEA of museums again. But really a diverse collection. It's not just people from the Czech Republic and all iterations of it. We're German, French, Austrian. Truly, it's an impressive museum, and I am sure we are the only Americans in there.
Probably. And it had a whole section that seemed to be Czech artists post-World War I and II, when this whole area was going through the Cold War, or the beginnings of the Cold War, post-Nazism and fascism.
Well, and the uprising of '69, and then the Velvet Revolution of '89.
Yeah, it goes on, and we don't even have video of probably a third to half of it.
I think our whole experience was less than $20 here before we had the coffee and the cherry crumble. I'm so glad we came here. There weren't a lot of people in the museum, so definitely a less crowded place.
But that wraps up our museum experience for Prague. We're done with museums now.
Check, check, check. No pun intended. We're going to earn this view because it is an uphill trek. The funicular isn't working.
6,928 steps later.
Where am I at? 32 flights of stairs. And we're not even close.
We're taking it easy though today.
Well, what are we at? We're only at 14,000 steps.
Only?
It's like 5 o'clock. What time is it? It's like 5:30. I'm now concerned about coming down in this in the dark, so we gotta go up.
Let's go.
Let's go.
High knees. We're now I'm at 51 flights for the day because we went all the way up there. I mean, not only we came up to the top of this hill and then we went all the way up there.
So what this is the Petrin Tower, which is the Petite Eiffel Tower, and yep, you can see down the base.
Good little workout. A little bit of a sway at the top, a little breeze.
I did not like that at all. I do not like
Great
heights.
view, though.
I was holding on, and then you wanted to take pictures close to the edge, and that was like, yeah, no. We got as close as we could. The moon is almost full. I hope we got some good pictures while we were up there. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, just made it too.
So you promised me a beer and a view. So we got a view. Where's the beer?
Let's go find it. I think it's over here.
Okay, let's go. So 21,000 steps, 51 flights of stairs, and 8.5 miles. How you doing, Zeke?
I'm done. Done, but it was a good day. It was a good day. We knocked a bunch out. We saw a ton of art. We got to hike up to the
Petrin Tower.
Petrin Tower.
The little
an incredible view.
Tower.
Incredible
and
view.
then we had a really good French dinner at Cafe Savoy. I know, random in Prague having French food. But then it got us thinking about, or me thinking about, what I want to do in April, May. And I'm thinking Japan is out, and maybe 4 to 6 weeks in France is in, so that we can explore more France.
And we'll be in the same country as Thing 2.
And I'll be able to work on my French language. Because if there's anything that I've learned from this trip, there are two things. One, the going doesn't work for either of us.
Stop.
Not knowing the language is incredibly frustrating, and I really want to work on my French. So, anyway.
We only have one thing left here in Prague, and that is the Kolace. And we got a recommendation of a place. I'm going to be up early tomorrow because apparently they can sell out. There's a line. That's how good they are. So I'm going to have to run and go get those first thing and then come back.
You're not waking up before 8 because I'm not waking up before 8.
For Kolace?
It doesn't even open till 8.
There's a line at 8. You got to be there.
You can get up, you can put on clothes, and you can go. It's not too far from here. Anyway.
See you tomorrow. On morning Kolace run. 38 degrees out. But this is the morning in Prague.
access.
One Kolace, no line, no waiting, blueberry available.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
What does it taste like?
Tastes like a blueberry Danish.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap for Prague. We are packed up in our stateroom on the Matilda. You ready for Stockholm?
I am.
Yeah, we've never been to Sweden. We've never been to Scandinavia. I've been to Finland and I've been to Estonia, but those are not considered Scandinavia. And in the meantime, we are going to head out and go to the airport. Hopefully our new priority pass access will be granted because I have a postcard from the road to write. And my personal Instagram post of all the art that we saw yesterday. So if you're not following Terri Hansen-Mead on Instagram to see artwork, go ahead and do that. Do you have a highlight from Prague?
This is your standard size pillow. This is the pillow they gave us originally. So they get the award for the largest pillow in any hotel I've ever been in, ever, anywhere. All right,
Here we go. So while we were waiting for our Bolt driver to find us, she went up rather than down. I got stung by a yellow jacket. And it does not feel good. Square, which is where the anatomical clock. What is it? The
High noon. Dong.
the astronomical clock. Not the anatomical clock. I haven't had anything to drink tonight. It's also where the Church of Our Old Lady Before Tyne is.
Big Ben.
Um,
That'll get your glockenspiel.